Welcome to the 2020 virtual commencement for the SUNY Educational Opportunity Centers. For the first time, we are gathering to celebrate our students and their tremendous accomplishments as a system. My name is Chris Ellis, and I am the Assistant Vice Chancellor for Strategic Initiatives and Innovation at System Administration. And I will be serving as the moderator for our first portion of our program, our Student Roundtable. It's not often that we're able to gather with each other in this fashion, and it will be certainly special to hear the stories of our wonderful students and learn of their journeys through their programs. The EOC system is very special and unique with a 50-year history and many, many accomplishments. We hope that tonight's session is fun and informative. We want to get started with introductions of our students. So I will kick it away and we will begin with the Bronx.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lady Guevara. I was a former student at the Bronx EOC. I was in the medical assistant program. And what I love about the school and the program, to be honest, is the staff. The staff was great. Everyone was treated fairly. Everyone was friendly. I felt like I was part of a family being a student there because of how I was treated by the staff. I would recommend that school to anyone because I felt very comfortable there right away from day one. So I am thankful for the staff at the Bronx EOC.
Hello, everyone. My name is Adana Rokard, and I graduated from BEOC in 2015. I pursued a medical assisting program. The things that stood out most to me about my program was the professionalism of my professors, my guidance counselors, the convenience of the school, the affordability, and the assistance after. I would definitely recommend the EOC to anyone. It is a fabulous path to a future, particularly to those like myself, an immigrant. Thank you.
Hi everyone, it's Anna from Buffalo EOC. I took the medical billing and coding program there. I just would like to suggest Buffalo EOC to anyone and everyone that needs a good support system, because I think that support is a very important thing, and EOC is just that. They are an all-around support system and they can help you in every way possible.
Hi, my name is Rebecca Rosa and I'm from Troy, New York. I assisted EOC for my HSC and was very successful there with the support of all the teachers. I definitely will recommend that program to everyone that is interested in achieving a goal because they definitely support you in everything you do.
Hi, my name is Wendy Pierre. I'm from Long Island. I graduated in 2017 in VSTEC. What I like about the program is the staff, the support system. As an immigrant coming from a French country with no English background, they were able to be patient with me, take time for me to understand. And now I'm very happy of where I am because of LIOC. So I would definitely recommend everybody to get into the program and be part of this big family. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I bring you greetings. My name is Brea Duff. I am from the Manhattan location in Harlem. The program, when I started there, I was a little nervous, but I got used to it. My teachers was immaculate. My experience there was very It was very challenging. It was fun. It was very intriguing and exciting. For those who want to change in their lives and who's ready to do the work and put the work in, I suggest that you go to any of the MOCs, and that way you just stay focused. And that I was in the HSC program, which I am the part of the graduating pre-class of 2020. And yes, MEOC is very definitely a successful school, and the help there is amazing. And I thank you guys for everything.
Hi, my name is Carmen Barrios. I attended the EOC on SUNY North Bronx. The reason of me joining this specifically was because being an ordained minister, I had to lead for an example. I love this program so much, not because everybody, saying that they love it, but I genuinely love the program because not only was I able to accomplish finishing my HSE program, I also got into 2 other different programs because the environment in my EOC was so loving, so caring. It was people that were willing to go the extra mile with you so that you can accomplish your goal. And to have a family like that, that's unexplainably, wonderful. So the EOC in North Bronx was more than just friendship. It was a family. It was more catering to our emotional sense, our own disbelief of not feeling like we can get to the next step. So the ones that were with us in the Bronx were just great. I loved every single one of them, and it was a great experience. So much that I just kept going. So that's what I have to say about SUNY North Bronx.
Good morning, everyone. I'm honored here to be representing the Queen's EOC. So I did the medical billing and coding course, and now I'm a certified biller and also a certified coder. The reason why I chose the Queen's EOC is that I needed some form of independence, and they were right there. They were right there for me to do what I needed to do. What I like about them is that the unity that I found there, the family-orientated base, and also the amount of knowledge that was imparted to us. So we're better to start your life or to start your career than the Queen's EOC. And of course, even when you're finished, they are still there in your life. It's a gift that is continuously given, and that is something that, will be appreciated. And that is one reason why I can tell you that I can tell the Queen's EOC anytime, because that's a family that you never want to lose.
Good morning again. My name is Tracy Ann Gordon. I'm from the Schenectady EOC. I want to express my gratitude to Dr. Deshawn McGarity, Mr. Gardner, Ron Gardner, Erin, and Jamie. These are the staff at the EOC who became my family. I moved here from Brooklyn, New York, and I was displaced for a long time until I found the EOC. And from there, my life really has taken off. As you can see, I'm at work today. I'm an assistant superintendent at my job. And, it's going really great. And I owe it all, everything that I'm accomplishing, all my happiness to the EOC. And I really just stay close to them because they are truly my family here in the Capital Region. So, I will just always be, an advocate and a support to the EOC. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nicole Ladd. I'm from the Syracuse EOC. I took the Pro-Trained manufacturing course. I definitely have to give it to all the staff there. They definitely help you in every area you need. And from what somebody else said, they definitely help you in the long run, especially due with all this COVID. The staff has been in touch with me through the whole adventure, through all of this, which has really been great as well. So I definitely have to give it to them too. Thank you.
Hi, my name is William Gibbons. I attended the Rochester REOC. I had the ability to get into a very special program that's not offered everywhere. I was in the licensed LPN program, which is a very competitive program throughout the state. Nursing itself and to be able to be offered an opportunity to change your life in a nursing field, to further your career at an affordable rate, prime location, right downtown in Rochester, easy access, public transportation if needed, amazing staff, great communication from the HR department of the process to get in. It just was an amazing opportunity for me at a point in my life where I was at a standstill. As you can see, I'm kind of dressed not to the T, but I was a professional athlete, still living my dream, but I was stuck and I needed to find something to shoot me in the right direction and pick me up. And Rochester REOC was there to catch me. And amazing opportunity. Love the school. Recommend it to anyone.
Hello, everybody. My name is Nicholas Matudi. I'm from the Westchester EOC. I graduated in November of 2019 with my certified nurse's aide license, and I'm currently working in the field. And thanks to WEOC, I was able to be on the front line during COVID, dealing with residents that were ill with the virus. And I would recommend anybody to tap into any EOC. It completely changed my life.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kenneth Ope. I'm actually a registered medical assistant. I went into the Westchester EOC program OSHA 30 because me and my cousin were trying to start up a little construction business, and mostly we'll be doing like interior designs in decor. And then when I got into the program, I really appreciate my professors because they were precise, and the program was educative, life transforming. And trust me, ever since we graduated this year, 2020, unconsciously, if I walk on the streets, I'm always conscious of looking out for hazards at construction sites, and even at my place of work, I'm always conscious of potential hazards at work. And I really appreciate the EOC program, and I would recommend it to anybody at any time. And trust me, the OSHA 30 was just the bomb. Thank you very much.
So COVID-19 upended our world, and it really changed the way that we operate day to day and engage with other people. I heard several of you mention this, but by a thumbs up, did you all still feel connected to the EOC even once the state shut down and everybody had to go to remote? That's excellent. And a reason I asked that question and just did a simple thumbs up is because the special sauce that we have as we do our heart work with the EOCs is that we want to keep in touch and make this a family feeling. So in getting you all together on this Zoom call, we wanted to basically introduce you to your distant cousins. You have sister institutions, and you all are first and second cousins. And I think that sort of familial understanding and being with each other and understanding the struggles and the challenges that you overcame is critical to what we do as EOC. That's just my thoughts, having been in the system for a few years now. But I think what is most apt for this conversation is to ask everyone again, what was your greatest challenge? And in that, see if you can tell us what made you choose the EOC in that program versus some other option. We'll go reverse this time. Let's start with the gentleman in Westchester and work our way back up to the top. So, Kenneth, you want to go first again?
Yeah, actually, going to the real estate with my cousin, we really need lots of certifications, and we need experience. Just like I came in from Africa like 3 years ago, so I'm still new to the system and how things are done here. So I really needed where to jumpstart my life, and that's why I got into the program. When I saw it, my colleague actually introduced me to it, and when I saw it, I jumped into it, and that like a family. I've been still getting advices from them. If I send them emails, they respond ASAP, and I'm excited. I actually took the course because it's been mind blowing and an eye opener, and I'm still looking forward to doing another course with EOC Westchester. They will have me, and we actually had challenge sometimes, but we overcame them because we had to do it online and we had work and we were having a 12-hour shift at the hospital. So it was always challenging going in by 5 and closing by 9, but we did it all the way. And I never missed a class. I never missed any session. And then we were always on time. And then we were done. Look at me, we graduated. We didn't drop out. And I'm excited we never did.
Thank you. Nicholas, how about you? What was your challenges and why did you end up choosing going to the EOC?
I chose to go to the EOC because I was in the process of taking care of my ill mother before she passed away. I began to register for the classes, and I had, right before the deadline to submit all my paperwork, I just stopped all communication. When I restarted everything, I stepped into the office and I met with my counselor, Anna Veras, who is now a dean, and she seen my name and said, "Finally, you're here." A year later, finally, I meet the infamous Nicholas. And I just started laughing. And I didn't know that from that day, my life would completely change. You know, I was in the process of mourning my mother while starting my new beginning. And WEOC couldn't have made it any easier for me to start the process. And the challenges were, it was college level classes. Like, the classes were intense. Anatomy and physiology wasn't easy. And you know, my clinicals were hard, but we got together. The class was small, thankfully, and we became a small family through it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. How about you, William? What about challenges and why you ended up doing the Rochester EOC?
Well, for me, I've been a professional athlete for 10, 15 years. I played professional baseball, hoping that I would make it to the big leagues. But it just didn't work out. A couple injuries here and there. And I found myself at 34 years old, just at a crossroads, right? No real job experience. You're not getting paid millions. So you're at a point in life to where now we're like, where do you turn? Where do you go? When all your friends around you are professionals at a high level, making big money, like you're the oddball out. So honestly, I was offered a great opportunity to go to the REOC. One of my reasons for choosing it is, like they say in real estate, location, location, location. There's another program I got into that was 45 minutes away from home, a commute every day. REOC was right downtown. I don't know how many times you're offered an opportunity to get into a $20,000, $25,000 program on a grant or scholarship. So that was just an amazing opportunity. The classes were absolutely intense, very challenging. When COVID hit, 30 people on a Zoom trying to do clinicals and finish up. I just graduated in May. The last 2 months was rough, but every day teachers were on Zoom, 4 or 5 teachers a day, emailing, sending work on different platforms, like checking in every day. Like it was just, they were so flexible throughout the time, the COVID time for us. It made it amazing. So hats off to the REOC LPN program.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. Nicole, how about you? What were your challenges?
So I definitely did have a couple challenges. I did originally get into the EOC. I was 7 months pregnant in the middle of the winter. And I do have a lot of management in my background, but I didn't want another temporary job. I needed a career change. I was, like I said, I was about to have my first child. And it was middle of winter. I didn't have any transportation except the bus transportation. So it was great that the EOC was right downtown. I took the bus every day. Staff there made it amazing for me to be able to want to come back every day and get up, even though there's days I definitely didn't want to. And it happened to work out perfect. We ended our class a few days early due to the COVID. And I actually had my daughter exactly a week later. So that's how it ended for me.
Thank you. Ms. Gordon, how about you? What are your challenges?
Hi. Again, I had mentioned my challenges. Well, one of my challenge was I was new in the area, and that a big challenge to come into a new environment. I needed work. And the EOC, the program, it's free and it's short. It was for about 3 months. And so that made sense for me to say, I don't have a lot of time to get my life together. So a quick program, you know, and it was an anchor. I had somewhere consistently to go every day. I was purposeful about what I was doing every day, and they offered job placement. So even while we were in training, there were different contractors coming into the classroom, recruiting, you know, for work sites. So even while I was training, I started working with different contractors, and it just really came together easily, seamlessly. And it is just, again, it's just continuing to grow. Right now, I'm over at Hudson Valley Community College in the STEM program, you know, which is like amazing. So Mr. Gardner recommended that I continue my learning. And I started that one also, you know, through a grant, as you know. So it didn't stop there. I've continued my training, but the anchor and the foundation, it's solid foundation, solid fresh start. So thank you.
Absolutely. You bring up a good point. Let's do our unofficial thumbs up poll. For those that took career programs, have you located and landed your first job yet? Thumbs up if you have. I see several thumbs. For those that were in academic programs, are you pursuing your academic degrees, say college or community college? Thumbs up. That is great. That is great. That is great. So let's go to Queens.
So I'm Simone again, and I'm a Jamaican who was living in Germany for some time. So I came here and I was a bit lost and confused, and it was just not knowing and the sense of not having a direction. I was actually lost with nothing, and I needed some form of independence. So I came off the Q5 bus and I looked in the glass and I saw the Queen's EOC, and I put my face there and said, okay, I'm going inside there. I didn't know what it was. So I went inside, and from that day, I did not walk out even until now, and that was from 2017. I was nurtured. I was really taken care of. I had a family there. And, you know, up until now, from 2018, the beginning of 2018, I've been working as a certified professional, as a billing specialist, and I'm in college. So that was where everything started. Even when I felt like quitting, I had Miss Ali say, no, you are not quitting, you know, just like a mother does. She was there just pushing you. And even the days when I was crying, there was Miss Ella Villison that would wipe away the tears and say, oh, you're a strong person. You're big enough. You're going to do this. You're going to succeed. And that's not just me. That is like for every one of us. She like put us on her wings. All of them were there. You know, the unity and the family orientated, even if you were missing it outside, it was right there. And the path was really clear. All right, I'm not there anymore, but yet still, they still guide me. And that is like 3 years ago. We're still in touch, we're family, and I'm always welcome.
Absolutely, absolutely. Ms. Carmen, what about you, challenges?
My challenges were already before coming into the program. I'm a mom of 2. On top of that, I'm an ordained minister, like I said earlier. I wanted to go further because my life was just based on my children. And they were in school, I had more free time. And I challenged myself. I said, well, you know, do something. Make the best of their time. And being that it's a 3-month program, in every program that they have, well, most of the programs that they have is by 3 months, I thought, why not? I did the HSE. I was proud of myself. I'm a graduate of 2019, class of 2019. And then I didn't want to just procrastinate, because that's the thing. Sometimes as adults, or like growing up, right, we start something, we finish it, and then we're stuck. I didn't want that for myself. So I went again and I took a computer class, and it was learning PowerPoint, Excel, Word, things that if I was able to get into the work field or decide to go to a university, I was able to use, and it would be good in a background, because when you get a job nowadays, you need these type of programs or some type of knowledge of them. And I finished that program and I got more hungry, and I'm like, okay, I signed up for college, and then I wanted to have my licenses in the programs that I already had a certificate for, because I want to better myself. The fact that we have that privilege to be able to get better at what we do or what we've started, and not stop, and not have no limitations. And the time period that they give you is like, either you do this because you want it for you, or don't do it at all. And what I loved about my program was that they were like, we don't want child play. We want people that are hungry for it. And I was definitely hungry for every program that they have, because it's free. Free is the best price to receive something, and they're willing to help you and make you get to that better place. Why not take it? So this is why I love EOC.
Absolutely. So let's make a quick statement about, many of you have talked about the timeliness, meaning the short-term ability of the program, and the fact that it's tuition free. There are individuals that work very hard to make sure that those services are tuition free, and that you don't have to take out student loans in order to be able to complete your programs. Those are your state elected officials in the Senate, New York State Senate, and especially the New York State Assembly. And we will be hearing from one very special member of that conference later on in our program. So we look forward to that. But that has been a labor of love for over 50 years. And just to know that the EOCs have a very complex history, and they were born of the political process, as there were riots at Attica and prisons, and they just knew during the social and racial unrest of the 60s and early 70s that there had to be an alternative and a new method for access and opportunities, placing them in city centers where you can get to via public transportation, making the program short-term, knowing that folks have families and other responsibilities. That was very, very intentional from the beginning. And all the wraparound services and support services that you all talk about are things that we care deeply about, talk about on a day-to-day basis to make sure that that experience you have feels the way that you're describing it. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. Ms. Duff, in Manhattan, tell us about any challenges you may have had.
My challenge was probably getting there most of the time. Sometimes it'll be traffic, the accident on the highway. So little things like that was really challenging, especially when I was to get on class on time and I had to be there on time. So that was very challenging. As far as the classroom environment, I was very comfortable. My teachers know me very well. So in that aspect, it wasn't really challenging, but the work itself, we started off slow, and then we started to just jump off things. We just started to gradually take off into more things that was more challenging as far as the coursework. But again, the way my teacher, Mr. Jameson and Mr. Caceres and Mr. Wilkerson, the way they can explain math and how they teach it was very intriguing and fun. So it made the experience less challenging and more fun. So I appreciate that.
Thank you for that. Wendy, tell us about any challenges you may have had at Long Island.
Yes, it was very challenging for me because like I said, coming from any country where with a French background and with no English background, when I came here, it was very challenging, very difficult. And I was doing like in heavy lifting job, and I didn't have a car. When I got to the school, sometimes I feel very tired, so sleepy, and to get a bus was very awkward for me to get there. But one thing I could say, right now, after starting with LIUC, I realized that everything was possible in America. And one of the big accomplishments is that right now I have my own company. And it's a very big company, like a global company where everybody, wherever they are, they will be able to work in graphics technology, which I learned some steps from Tori, who actually always inviting me to business workshop to LIUC. And they put that business mindset where I see the program as an entrepreneur, not somebody who's going to work for someone. And right now, I could say with that company, I'm living a very, very better life. And also, soon I'm going to start my PhD after finishing the program. Well, I don't have time, it's a long story. I don't have time to explain everything, but LIUC was very a good, starting point for me. Even though it was challenging, but I like the reward. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Rebecca, Capital District, any challenges?
Hi. I had lots of challenges. I took the test for the HSE, the GED program at the time, and I passed everything except the math. The math was the worst subject for me in school and kind of distracted me and took me out of school because I just could not pass the math. My teachers there really made it so comfortable where they broke it down to where I understood it. And finally, with all the COVID and going on, I actually, went to the next level and I graduated for 2020. So, with a lot of things that I did encounter while I was there, my daughter went into a coma. That's emotional for me, I'm sorry, but they stuck by me, and the teachers would call me, the counselors would call me, just everybody, even the head executive, they were all there. So again, I appreciate everything that EOC has done for me and their support, and thanks to them I made it. And I'm an example to the kids now, to my boys, which has given me, some difficulties. And I tell them every day, you could do it if you want to. And I made it, and I'm very proud, and I owe it all to EOC. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for being willing to participate and share your heartfelt stories with us. This is, you never know how you might affect someone who's watching this, and they could see that the institution has the support to wrap their arms around you, and that they feel confident to share information with others that might need that same type of support. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. Anna, Buffalo, any challenges for you?
Hi. Yes, I do believe that the challenges that had aroused from the start were when we had to try and figure out scheduling. And I thought what was really cool with EOC was that they had a variety of choices. There was morning classes, there was night classes, there was something to kind of fit everybody's needs. So if you couldn't necessarily make one thing, there was other things. And they helped with a variety of resources with childcare, from childcare to parking to trying to help you get there. Like no matter what you needed. All you had to do was ask, and they would try and help you and give you the resources to find the things that you needed to get there. It was a great help.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Brooklyn, any challenges?
Yes. Being a new mom and an immigrant. So my son was 3 months old when I started the program. And so, being a new mom, trying to study, in addition to the fact that the education system, the American education system was a tad bit different to the West Indies. And so having to learn all these new concepts and the way English is spoken, the way words are spelled, and not get my essays wrong or get less points because I spelled words badly or whatever. But that was, in addition to being a new mom and the education system, those were the two major challenges that I had. But again, my professors, Dr. Singh, Mrs. Dash, they worked with you. They gave you additional resources to help push you through, just not pertaining to the actual program itself, but in my situation, English and stuff like that, there were resources that were given to me on the side to just, to keep on pushing and going. And Mrs. Marshall, I will be forever indebted to her to this day. I graduated in 2015, and to this day, Ms. Marshall and I speak at least every 2 months. She continues to push me and challenge me. I'm actually in the process of applying for SUNY Online. I'm going to do my associates in health sciences through Finger Lakes Community College. And, you guys gave me the start that I needed. Because initially, just like Simone mentioned, you come here as an immigrant and you don't have anyone who's really willing to say to you, listen, take stock of your life. What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? Where do you see yourself in the next 5, 10 years? And that's what EOC gave to me. Ms. Marshall has been at my side every step of the way. I'm now the lead chiropractic assistant at my clinic. I'm actually working at home since COVID-19, but I continue to work. Ms. Marshall continues to inspire and push me, and I will forever be indebted to her for that.
Thank you. Thank you. Last but not least, lady from the Bronx.
So I honestly had so many challenges, too many to name right now, but the most important ones for me, I believe, were being a full-time mom, full-time student, and full-time wife. I have a 1 and a 3-year-old. So I was in the medical assistant program. Most medical assistant programs are like a year and a half. At the EOC is 3 months. So you get a lot of work. So it was very challenging doing all the work at home and being a mom with 2 toddlers. But what I learned from this whole experience, which I'm grateful for learning, going through what I went through and all the challenges I had, is that no matter what you're going through in life, you're always going to have a challenge. But as long as you stay focused and you say, I'm going through this right now and it's rough, but if you think about the final goal and where you're going to get, I believe it's all worth it. And every time I feel like I was tired, like I wanted to give up, I would just think about why I was doing it, why I was struggling, why I was tired, why I was, I felt stressed. And right away I'll be like, okay, I got this. And I think that was what is the most important thing, that no matter what challenges you have, as long as you stay focused and you stay determined, you're going to achieve the goal you want to achieve.
Thank you. So we are just about at our closing time, and I wanted to add a couple of thoughts to summarize our conversation. If there's anything that I can take from what you all have shared, is that the institutions are special, our faculty, staff, and leaders are special, and most importantly, all of you are special. Special and unique in your own way, adding to the kaleidoscope of humanity that makes this life worth living. So thank you for that. I also wanted to acknowledge a loss. We lost Congressman John Lewis out of Georgia last night. And I saw William nodding his head because Congressman Lewis was the graduation speaker at the Rochester EOC maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And several of us had the pleasure of hearing that keynote address and going to breakfast with him the following morning and seeing just what a huge heart and humble man he is, and what a great servant leader he was, not only for his constituents in this congressional district, but for this country as a whole and our community in particular. He will certainly be missed. He had a relationship with the nursing instructor, one of the mothers that helped him when he crossed the Edmund Pettus Bridge and had his skull cracked open. The nurse that took care of him was one of the faculty members at Rochester EOC. So that is just a unique story that we have within our system amongst several, but that one's just timely for right now. So I did want to say thank you, that we love you. You all did an excellent job for our roundtable. You will make your peers proud. Be on the lookout for a statewide community where you all can continue to engage each other through the social media platforms and talk about your programs, share job opportunities, share pictures of your family and your children and all the wonderful things and successes that you're having, or even quietly talk about some of the challenges that you're having, because I just said we are really looking to expand the family and introduce everybody to their first cousins. So with that being said, I thank you, and we will be in touch in the near future. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their day. Take care.
We work together to help students make their goals a reality, focusing on one preeminent goal: empowering upward mobility. In our system, we all agree, students and communities that we serve should be at the forefront of all that we do to build a stronger, more inclusive economy. We understand that our work is not just transactional, it is transformational. It is very much hard work, but it is also heart work.
One of the importance of the supporting EOC centers is the initiatives that they help out with job training, GEDs, getting people in the community ready for workforce, giving them interview skills. The EOC in my neighborhood was very successful. I worked well with in getting people ready for the workforce. So I think it's very important to support EOCs around the state.
I guess to open myself up more to different experiences that I didn't want to do. I couldn't see myself where I am right now, actually. And now I have, I guess, hope for the future. I'm more optimistic. I'm optimistic about change.
And I am really doing well. I am proud of EOC. EOC is my family. You know, I cannot tell a story of my life without mentioning EOC.
Part of the EOC has given me new friends and a sense of direction. Being a young mother, I wasn't exactly sure what it is that I wanted to do with my future. I was having a great time partying with my friends, and just living my own life, and then I realized that now I have to care for another human, so I need to make the right decisions. With the EOC, I was able to gain a whole new family who cared for me and who wanted to see me succeed. They helped me every step of the way with signing up for the program, making sure that I was able to make it to all of the classes that we need as a CNA. The support system that was there was everything that I felt I didn't have when I was in high school. When you go to high school, you go in, you go out, you graduate, you're done. With the EOC, still as a graduate from December of 2019 till this day, the EOC is helping me. They help me with my resumes, they help me find jobs, they help me with interviews. They are helping me be more successful each and every day.
And why is it so important? It's so important because in the last decade since we emerged from the Great Recession, 18.3 million new jobs were created. 18 million went to individuals that had some education beyond high school. That's 98%. So if we don't have the EOCs, if we don't have the EOP opportunities, we don't have SUNY, that means going forward, we won't have the ability and the education to get those kind of jobs.
All of the certificate classes and certification programs that EOC provides around medical assistant, around home health aides. I am so proud of Bronx EOC. We host annual job fairs where we make sure that we employ thousands and thousands of Bronx residents, because we know the best way to strengthen our communities is to invest in them with jobs.
Everybody helped me out. Everybody pushed through. Everybody just did what they had to do for me. And I love everybody in a part of the EOC program. So I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful for EOC. So thank you guys.
My name is Cesar Perales, and I am the Vice Chairman of SUNY's Board of Trustees. This historic, statewide virtual commencement event is all about pride. Pride in your accomplishments, pride in the work of your center's instructors, counselors, and administrators. Pride in seeing SUNY's mission fulfilled at our educational opportunity centers every day. And I, in turn, am proud to be part of this momentous occasion. Across New York State, SUNY's schools and institutions represent opportunity. Opportunity for hundreds of thousands of New Yorkers. It is our primary goal to make the opportunities we offer available at every corner and at every community of our state. At its best, public education is a reflection of the public itself. Innovative, courageous, and beautifully diverse. Within SUNY, our EOCs are among the most shining examples of these aspirational qualities. But providing opportunity for students is not enough. Opportunity alone doesn't enable upward mobility. It takes work. It takes passion, it takes talent, and most of all, it takes perseverance. The perseverance to convert the promise of opportunity into reality. That promise is not realized alone, but in community and collaboration with friends, family members, and the dedicated staff of your educational institution. And so we gather today to recognize you, our graduates, and every person that walked alongside and propelled you through this journey. I ask our graduates to reflect on the many people who played a role in their journey at their EOC. Who first told you about the EOC? Who encouraged you to call or to visit for the first time? Who was the first person you met or spoke to at EOC? Which classmates gave you strength? Which staff members kept you climbing when the mountain seemed so steep? Share this evening with them. Share your joy with them. Let us all use this celebration as a time to appreciate the tremendous gift of your education. And EOC education is a source of skills and a gateway to better jobs. It is a way past the barriers to education that so many New Yorkers face, putting the knowledge and training people need to succeed within reach. For those of you who have completed an academic track, you have completed the foundation for success in both the classroom and life. For our vocational graduates, you have boosted your marketability in the workforce exponentially. But most importantly, I want you to focus on one essential fact. You did this. You achieved your goals. You put in the time, the work, the energy that led to your degree or certification. You overcame every challenge in your life to earn this accomplishment. And now the SUNY family looks to you and asks, what can you do next? Congratulations. We are so deeply proud of you.
Congratulations, graduates. I'm Letitia James, the New York State Attorney General, and I wanted to take time out of my schedule to let you know how proud I am of you. In the midst of a pandemic, in the midst of racial inequality, you kept your eye on the prize and you did it. You made it. And now we need you to step up and join the fight for justice. Congratulations. I look forward to seeing you on the front line. Letitia James.
It started with a need.
It started with a need to complete a promise to do better and be better.
It started with a need to eradicate some of the challenges that have plagued families for generations.
It started with a need to help achieve upward mobility.
Upward mobility means positioning oneself on a self-determined path to success.
Upward mobility means supporting each other in efforts to realize dreams and goals.
Upward mobility means transcending barriers that have previously limited the realization of one's fullest potential.
Why SUNY EOC?
Why SUNY EOC?
Why SUNY EOC?
Because at SUNY EOC, we help you to create a roadmap to guide lifelong learning.
Because at SUNY EOC, we understand the economic challenges of today and provide you with education and training that is not only tuition-free, but debt-free.
Because at SUNY EOC, we care about your well-being and we treat you like family.
You may have thought you couldn't.
You may have thought you couldn't rely on others to support you along the way.
You may have thought you couldn't be successful because you have been out of education too long to jump back in now.
You may have thought you couldn't take steps to advance your career.
But at SUNY EOC, you found that you could.
You found that you could.
You found that you could.
You found that you could answer the call.
You found out that you could close the gaps that exist in our communities.
You found that you could be a voice for those who feel theirs has been silenced.
I answered the call too. I answered the call to be an example worth imitating.
Good evening. It's nothing short of a privilege to welcome you to UCAWD's first ever system-wide commencement ceremony. Our EOCs exist for a singular purpose: to empower the upward mobility of New Yorkers through programs that eliminate barriers to education. We stand behind the potential of all community members to pursue their dreams, and we're committed to ensuring that this opportunity continues to be a reality in the years to come. So many New Yorkers, Americans, and people worldwide have been faced with challenges this year that we could have never imagined. These challenges have demanded courage, determination, confidence, and compassion. Where so many have faltered under this pressure, you have thrived. You've met these challenges head-on, in the classroom, at home, and in your communities. Despite the global pandemic, you've participated in righting the wrongs of racial inequity and have persevered through social challenges to stand here today as we've always seen you, a scholar and a graduate. You should know the joy your success has brought to your EOC family. The same instructors, counselors, and staff who believed in you in every step of the way through your program believe in you even more now as you embark on the next chapter of your educational and career journey. Empowering upward mobility takes hard work. It takes love. It means it's all about the heart work, the kind of work you have put into your EOC. So be happy, be proud. You have earned this moment. Congratulations, and I wish you all the best in your future.
I'm Dr. Susan Perkins, Director of Programs and Services at the SUNY University Center for Academic and Workforce Development. On behalf of the graduates, completers, the faculty, the staff, and families and friends of the graduates, I hereby declare this commencement of the State University of New York Educational Opportunity Centers to be open.
For all at the Educational Opportunity Center, let me thank your executive director, your president, your leader, Brother Anthony Watson, for this opportunity to guide you in this, your commencement ceremony. So let us sit back, let us relax for a moment, inhale and exhale, and let us focus our attention on that divine spirit that encompasses us all. We're thankful today for life itself and for this joyous celebration when we accomplish yet another milestone in our lives. Thank you for the family and friends who have supported us and encouraged us. And thank you for the clear vision we pray that will come to us about our future. Some of us have that vision already, and so we ask for the wisdom and the strength and the courage to follow through. Education and faith are the Tigris and Euphrates of our liberation, twin rivers at the source of our redemption. Without trained minds and inspired hearts, we are stuck in a quagmire of confusion and lost to the ravages of this world. But with a sound education and a great faith, especially in ourselves, all things are possible. So on this day, we lift up our hands and give thanks, not only for that which has brought us to this point, but for all of those who have been with us along the way. And now we beg of thee to come into our lives, to anoint this celebration with your presence, and to send us forward with the certainty that everything, even in these troubled times, is going to be all right. We thank you. And I asked the man who stood at the gate of the years, "Sir, give me a light that I may go into the unknown." And he said, "Son, put your hand in God's hand. That shall be better for thee than light and safer than a known way." Hear this our prayer, O God. Incline thine ear to us and grant us thy peace. Amen.
My name is Tatiana Parker, and I'm a 2003 graduate of the Syracuse EOC Medical Billing and Coding Program. It's my distinct honor and privilege not only to celebrate your achievements as fellow EOC alumni, but to introduce our ceremony's keynote speaker. As you may know, EOCs are funded by the New York State Legislature. In order to continue our legacy of more than 50 years of service, our systems require the support of visionary leadership in state government. Visionary leadership with a commitment to providing access to opportunity in all communities. Visionary leadership with a deep commitment to opportunity programs. There may be no better way to describe the Honorable Carl E. Heastie, Speaker of the New York State Assembly, the People's House. Speaker Heastie was first elected to represent the 83rd Assembly District in the Bronx in 2000. And he wasted absolutely no time turning his influence to UCAWD's mission of providing workforce skills and eliminating barriers to education. In 2001, he led the way to delivering a $400,000 grant to the North Bronx College and Career Outreach Center that facilitated the creation of their Attain Lab. On May 18, 2001, a major project between Speaker Heastie and UCAWD culminated as the lab opened its doors. However, his commitment to EOCs hasn't wavered a single day in the 19 years that have elapsed since. Since becoming the Assembly's first African-American speaker in 2015, he has been nothing short of a champion for opportunity programs throughout our state. What began as a partnership on Laconia Avenue in the Bronx now touches every corner of the state, from Brentwood to Buffalo, Westchester to Watertown, and Staten Island to Syracuse. Syracuse is where I found my opportunity. The opportunity UCAWD is able to deliver thanks to Speaker Heasty's support. When I found the EOC, I was struggling in an emotionally abusive relationship that actually caused me to fail out of community college. As much as I desired to continue my education, my economic independence also suffered the toll of that abuse. And that's the exact reason why I enrolled in the medical billing and coding program, to rebuild a strong foundation for myself and for my success. My EOC training and education set off a chain of events I never could have dreamed of on my first day of class. I was able to free myself from that toxic relationship, and then I went on to receive an associate's degree, and then a bachelor's degree, and then a master's degree. I progressed through a series of rewarding jobs that have led me to my current role as Director of Constituent Services for New York State Senator Rachel May, another staunch advocate for EOCs and opportunity programs, just like Speaker Heasty. Working in the Senate, I see every day the impact that public policy has on EOC's ability to serve people like me, people like us. It's easy for legislators to talk about their support for adult education and workforce development, but how many truly understand the impact it can have on people and their communities? How many people truly put those words into action like Speaker Heasty? As New Yorkers, we are fortunate to be represented by leaders committed to social and economic justice. It's that commitment which allows you and I, lifelong members of the EOC family, to grow UCAWD's legacy of service as successful alumni who make a difference in our communities. So with a proud and grateful heart, I'm overjoyed to introduce to you Assembly Speaker Carl Heasty.
Greetings, graduates, family members, participants, faculty, and everyone celebrating today. I'm Carl Heasty, Speaker of the New York State Assembly. I want to start off by congratulating today's honorees. I know that I am not alone when I say that I wish we were enjoying this moment together, but nothing will stand in the way of us celebrating all of your hard work. Some of you may already know who I am, some of you may not. I lead what I believe to be one of the greatest legislative bodies in the country, the New York State Assembly. It is a chamber rich with history where landmark legislation has been passed and served as a model for the country. My colleagues and I in the New York State Assembly have always fought to make sure that every New Yorker has access to higher education because we know that the amount of doors it will open for you will be life-changing. But I know that despite our work, every New Yorker does not have the same opportunities. From Buffalo to the Bronx, each and every one of you are fighting your own battle and overcoming a unique set of challenges. Year after year, we fight to help level the playing field through programs and services like those offered by the Educational Opportunity Centers. Education and career advancement is a personal journey that is different for everyone. I served as a member of the New York State Legislature while working on my MBA. It took me 9 long years to earn the 60 credits needed to get my MBA, during which time they changed the degree requirements 3 times. But I persevered. We're all on our own path, and I'm grateful for mine. These last few months have been challenging, and I'm sure they did not go the way you had planned. But I know that none of you are strangers to adversity. And while these challenges have certainly tested all of us, you have risen to the occasion, and you should be so very proud of yourselves. I know I'm proud of each of you. Celebrations like this one today have always been particularly special to me because I've never taken for granted the value of an education. It has the potential to change your life and your family's life too. And in these difficult times, we know your education will be life-changing, not just for you, but for the communities where you will work. We are seeing firsthand now just how critical the work you will do will be to our communities, our state, and our nation. Despite the threat of this global pandemic, hardworking heroes got up and went to work day after day for their communities. From the doctors, nurses, and all our healthcare workers on the front line of this global pandemic, to the teachers that have adapted their lessons and found new ways to support their students in these challenging times, to the transit workers, emergency responders, grocery store clerks, delivery drivers, and mail carriers, your community needs you and thanks you. I was born and raised in the Bronx, and the people I serve in my community are more than just my constituents. They are my friends and family, and through thick and thin, we have each other's backs. When this health crisis struck our city, I never hesitated to act. I checked in on our most vulnerable community members, distributed PPE, donated blood, and delivered food to those in need and those serving on the front lines. Each and every one of us has had a unique experience during this pandemic, and I have no doubt it will help shape who you become. Challenges like the one we are facing shake us to the core. They force us to adapt. They remind us to care for our most vulnerable. Most importantly, they make strong leaders. In this moment, I implore you, be the strong leader that your community needs to meet today's challenge and whatever challenges may come down the road. Today, we are celebrating every one of you because you took a step towards not only improving your own lives, but improving the lives of your communities. A big congratulations to participants and graduates from the EOCs in the Bronx, Brooklyn, Buffalo, the Capital District, Long Island, Manhattan, Queens, Rochester, Syracuse, and Westchester, as well as the North Bronx Career Counseling and Outreach Center and the SUNY College and Career Counseling Center. I can't wait to see what the future holds for all of you.
Education is a lifelong journey. You have come so far during your time at your EOC, and you leave with the knowledge and skills to continue that journey for years to come. By simply reaching out to your EOC to first discuss the possibilities of enrollment, you displayed your belief that a quality education has the power to change lives. As you began your coursework, you made known the confidence you have in your own potential to pursue your dreams. The grit and determination you showed in completing your studies demonstrated your ability to overcome the obstacles and barriers that life can place in your way. Now, as we conclude our commencement ceremony, you stand before your family and community with new skills, a path to better employment, and the tools to positively influence others' lives. At UCAWD and all of our EOCs, our mission is to empower the upward mobility of all New Yorkers by providing access to opportunity. We believe in your power. Harness that power and make every opportunity count.
Associate Provost McKay, it is my pleasure to recommend to you the students of the class of 2020. They have met all necessary requirements as prescribed by faculty and staff of the University Center for Academic and Workforce Development's Educational Opportunity Centers to complete their respective programs.
By the authority given to me by the University Center for Academic and Workforce Development and the State University of New York, it is my pleasure to confer upon you the respective certificates that you have earned in your programs at your Educational Opportunity Center, along with all the rights and privileges thereto pertaining. Congratulations.
Hi, this is Assemblymember Pamela Hunter.
I'm Onondaga County Executive Ryan McMahon.
I'm Senator Rachel May.
Hi, Mayor Ben Walsh here.
Hello, this is Bronx Councilmember Vanessa Gibson of District 16 in the Bronx.
Hi, this is State Senator John Brooks from the 8th District.
Hi, this is State Senator Shelley Mayer.
Greetings, this is New York State Senator Luis Sepulveda.
I'm Assemblywoman Taylor Darling, and I represent the 18th Assembly District in Nassau County.
This is Assemblymember Michael Blake.
Congratulations on your graduation. While the pandemic made many things about 2020 unprecedented, it is still important that we recognize and congratulate you. The world is changing. We are facing situations that are unprecedented and that require new ideas to deal with them. You proved through your perseverance that you are up to the challenge of meeting and conquering obstacles. We require, and your personal success in future endeavors requires, this sort of dedication and ability to adapt to change. Congratulations again on your graduation, and I wish you the very best of luck in the future.
Sending congratulations to the 2020 class at Syracuse EOC. I know we've been through a lot of adversity these past several months, but you are prepared, you're ready to take on the challenges of your new careers. Bless you, best wishes to you, and again, congratulations.
With this pandemic, we haven't been able to be together. We haven't been able to celebrate each other's successes, mourn each other's losses the way that we normally have. And all of our graduates in 2020 should be very proud of all their accomplishments. But I wanted to specifically recognize our graduates from SUNY EOC. What you have done is different. Many of you have your own families. You've dealt with this pandemic, you've stayed focused, and you are taking that next step in your career path, your career ladder, for a better, brighter future for you and your family. So I just want to congratulate you, tell you how proud I am of all of you, and how proud of yourself you should be. Congratulations, and hopefully we'll be back together again soon.
Greetings to the 2020 EOC graduates, and I am honored to be able to recognize your achievement in these incredibly difficult times. You stepped forward, you did what needed to be done, and we are so proud of you. Congratulations, everyone.
The special message for the 2019-2020 graduates from the SUNY Educational Opportunity Center. What a year. Getting through an academic year is always difficult, at least it was for me, but to do it in the midst of a worldwide pandemic, incredible. You should be so proud of yourselves. I wish I could be there in person to shake each one of your hands, but I at least wanted to get you a message to tell you, again, how impressed and how proud I am of all of you. I look forward to seeing you all soon. Congrats again.
Thank you to the Executive Director, Ronnie Hector, and our Director of Government Affairs, Frank Munoz. Congratulations to the graduating class. On behalf of our district, we salute you and congratulate you all on a job well done.
I want to congratulate you on completing this very important program and wish you the best of luck in the future. Congratulations.
I'm so thrilled and pleased to congratulate you on graduating from the EOC and having this special day. I'm so glad you have my colleague and friend and former leader, Speaker Carl Hastie, as your keynote speaker, because he knows, as I know, that the EOC is a path forward, is a chance and an opportunity to do so much more. So congratulations on what you've achieved in a trying time. I hope you celebrate and then on to greater things. Thank you so much.
I'm here to send a huge congratulatory message to the graduating EOC class of 2020. You have overcome many obstacles during this pandemic and are achieving your educational goals. I want to thank family members, the faculty and staff of SUNY EOC for the fantastic work you've done in guiding these students. It's been difficult, but your work has allowed them to achieve many of their dreams. God bless you all, and I hope to see you in the near future.
I am so proud of each and every one of our graduates. Look what you've accomplished. I look forward to hearing about all the great accomplishments to come. Be safe and celebrate.
What's going on, EOC 2020? I know 2020 has been a tough year, but you made it. And that's why we are encouraging everyone to join in the virtual celebration and the ceremony happening on Wednesday, July 29th. We need you because we have to empower upward mobility. We believe in you, EOC. You're showing people what happens when you go from test to testimony, from pain to promise. So we need everybody. Join in Wednesday, July 29th at 6 p.m. for the first ever statewide virtual ceremony for EOC. Shout out to Ronnie Hector. Shout out to Chris Ellis. Shout out to everyone a part of EOC. We understand you are preparing for a greater opportunity. This is showing you what happens when you believe in EOC. So we look forward to everyone joining in. Let's see the celebration of Bronx EOC, statewide EOC, New York EOC. Everyone step up right now. Empowering upward mobility. Let's go.
you.